Hi everyone, welcome back to the another video of Engineers Academy. So guys, nowadays we are more familiar with the LEDs. We having LED TV at our home, LED lights. We are much familiar with the LED devices, which is used almost in every sector, almost in every organization, like LED lights, LED bulbs, LED street lights, whereas LED signboards from our cell phones display, that is OLED and LED. So these are nothing but the light emitting diodes. These are nothing but the semiconductor devices which are almost adopted in each and every organization. In each and every application, we are more familiar with the LEDs. Our wearable devices, GPS modules, everything from like a piece of calculator, like it also uses the LEDs. Like, so guys, we are surrounded by the LEDs, like LED devices. But do you know guys, how does this LED works? What is the exact principle behind the working of the LED? And why these LEDs are much more widespread or much more adopted in every organization? Why not the fluorescent bulbs? Why not the incandescent bulbs, incandescent lamps? Like, what are the applications and advantages of the LED over the other traditional light bulbs? That all the details we are going to see in our today's video. So guys, if you are new over here on my educational channel Engineers Academy, kindly subscribe it, and please guys, please press the bell icon. So whenever I upload a new educational informative video, you will get latest notification. So guys, without wasting any time, let's begin with our today's topic of working of the LEDs, that is light emitting diodes. So guys, you might have heard about the working of the semiconductor PN junction. So basically guys, this is all working of the LED that is based upon the PN junction. Like over here, this particular PN junction consists of the P, that is the positively charged holes, and N, that is the N junction, that is the N region, that is consists of the free electrons. Well, over here guys, this particular PN junction, that is in the in the center, we can see this particular junction, okay, where this the holes and the electrons, these are like, there is a junction gets formed at the center. So these are separated, that is the P region and the N region, that is the separated by this particular PN junction in the center. This particular at the center, we can call it as a depletion zone, and the majority of the action takes place in the depletion zone. Over here, like when we connect this particular PN junction to the battery, or if we apply the external voltage to this particular junction such that the negative terminal of the battery, that is the cathode, gets connected to the electronic region, that is the N region, and the positive, that is the anode, gets connected to the P region, in such a way that electrons started flowing, or as the voltage applied to that particular hole of the junction. Now what happens, like the free electrons, these free electrons becomes charged, the energy gets applied on the electrons, and then electrons jumps from their energy level to the higher energy level. Electron will started flowing, and electron will start to cross that particular barrier of the junction which is there in the center. Now when the electron crosses the barriers, okay, the opposite side there are vacant holes. Then what happens, this charged electron will try to move into the holes, and then electron will fall down into the holes, and then at this particular point, like electrons loses their energy in the form of photons, and this is at this particular point we can see the light. And at this particular point, when electron falls into the hole, it will produces energy in the form of light. So this is how the light gets produced in this semiconductor diode. Over here guys, what happens, this particular PN junction, that is the layer, that is typically made up of the silicon or else arsenic and germanium. So these are the materials which is used, and this particular like PN junction, it is gets formed over a substrate. This particular glass substrate is having the property such that like it will be having a higher heat resistance, higher thermal conductivity, higher strength, great heat resistance, and wide transmission of wavelengths. So that is the it is having a wide range of wavelength transmission. So these are the properties of the glass substrate. We can also call it as a sapphire substrate. So on this particular substrate the PN junction is located, and this is how the light gets produced by using this PN type semiconductor device. Hence it is known as the light emitting diode. The free electrons which is there in the PN junction that emits the light in the form of photons. So it is known as the light emitting diode. Guys, this particular light emitting diode LED only works when this diode is in the forward bias form. When it is reverse bias, it won't work. Like there won't be electron won't flow in the holes. The flow direction will get changed. So that's why always this LED devices works in a forward bias condition. But guys, nowadays we can see LEDs like it produces the different colors like LED strips. It can produce any color. So how does it occurs? Like how does the variety of the colors gets formed in this LEDs? Like guys, basically the formation of the colors, right? These particular colors are having the different wavelengths, such as like violet is being having the shorter wavelength, whereas the red is being on the highest wavelength. So over here guys, you can see this is the wavelength chart, that is the visible light wavelength that is visible to your eyes. So over here violet is being having the shorter wavelength, so it is having the less wavelength, and the red is on a higher side, it is having the higher wavelength. So how does this all the colors gets formed in the LED light? So the formation of the color depends upon the band gap. Like when this particular PN junction, like there is some gap which is maintained, okay, between the P and the N. So that particular gap is known as the band gap. So when the electron jumps from the higher energy state to the lower energy states, so that particular gap which is there, and just because of that particular gap the different wavelengths gets formed. Also it depends upon the material as well, the material which we are using. So to produce the different colors there are three basic colors, that is known as the RGB, which will become a base of each and every pixel, base on each and every light that we can see today. That is the RGB, red, green and blue. If we combine RGB over here guys, you can see RGB is being a base and it produces the different amount of colors, different colors having the different wavelengths. So to produce the red color we require the material that is nothing but the aluminum gallium arsenide. So that is the material which is required to produce the red color. For green and blue color we require INGAN, that is nothing but the indium gallium nitride. Over here guys, the band gap which is maintained for the red color, that is nothing but the 1.42 to 2.16 electron volt, that is on a shorter, that is the very less band gap is maintained for the red color, whereas to produce the blue and the green color we require the higher band gaps. So that is nothing but the 2.5 electron volt. So these are nothing but the like the relationship between the colors, the band gap and the materials to produce the different colors in the LEDs. So guys, this is how the LED works, and this is how the LED produces the different millions of colors having different wavelengths and having different intensities. So guys, this just because of this particular properties, like LEDs are widespread in almost every sector. We can see LEDs everywhere. These particular LEDs are much more efficient than that of the incandescent bulbs and the fluorescent lamps. It has the thousands of hours of operation, that is the working time is on the higher side than that of the other traditional light sources that we are using it. Also guys, over here this particular LED uses the like there are no hazardous material that is used over here in the LEDs. So that's why this particular LEDs on the like the upper stage we can classify them as the OLED, organic light emitting diodes. So that we will see in our next video. And the production cost of the LED is very much less. So guys, basically it is having the less cost and the higher output, so also we can higher output and the higher efficiency. So this is the reason like LEDs is adopted in almost every sector, every industry all around the world. So guys, I hope you understood our today's videos based on LEDs. If you have any queries, any doubts, you can comment below. And guys, if you want me to make a video on your selected topic, you can also comment. So guys, thank you so much for watching this educational video. Please do subscribe, that is free of cost, and please do share all my videos to your friends, family and on the social networks. Thank you so much guys for watching this educational video.